Hey guys, we're less than 2 weeks away from our very first boardroom session together, and Gustav, Chelsea and I are really excited about getting everyone together in the same room and looking forward to everything that's going to come out of a result of us being together and doing this, what feels like for many of you a bit of a big step up in terms of presenting your finances in front of other business owners and also sharing your insight and input into their business and their performance. So this video is just to give you a bit of an outline, an overview, if you will, in terms of how the session will run. I know some of you are feeling nervous and some of you are super pumped up and excited about the challenge. So let's jump into how things will run. First of all, we're going to welcome you in, and we've got a couple of things that we'll do to just make sure that you understand the people that are sitting around the table, what drives them, and why they're in business in the first place. So then we're going to move to rules of the game. And so when we meet, it's going to be really important for us to follow a bit of a format and a bit of a structure. And some things like going beneath the point, for example, into blame, excuses, denial, like judging other people or yourself even for your performance, rather than being curious. Those types of behaviors, we're going to put a kind of line in the sand and be really clear about what's acceptable and what's not in the boardroom setting. Then we're going to move into a whiffle, just as you would in a normal coaching session, what you feel like expressing. And the reason we do that is just so that we know where people are at in the room. Some people are going to be, things will be going great, and other people might be battling a little bit. It's just good to be aware of that in the room. So we'll do whiffle, and then we'll move into presenting our numbers. Now this is going to be where we'll spend the majority of the session in presenting our numbers, our financial performance, and also asking questions around that performance. So the first thing to note in terms of when we're presenting the numbers is we don't need an exhaustive description about why you achieved that particular result or not. It's just the headlines. We just need to know that, and you need to know firstly that what that number means, that you need to be confident that it's accurate. So obviously Gustav's working with you on those two things. And then thirdly, that you understand that number and can explain that number in the context of what you did this time last year or this time last month. So again, we just need the headlines. We don't need an exhaustive description of all the causal reasons why you achieved that number. So we're going to cap each of the numbers you present on in terms of timer. It's going to be 2 minutes. So we'll be holding you to that. You don't need to worry about that too much. And the faster you get through those numbers, the more time you have for questions. So when we move to questions, obviously you're going to hear somebody presenting their numbers, and you're going to get questions come to your own mind about why they got a particular result, or what result they maybe could have got if a number was slightly different than what it was. You're going to get insights and have wisdom and experience to share. And so we're going to give you some time to formulate those insights and present them in the form of a question to the owner who's just presented. And we'll need about 10 minutes. Everyone's roughly going to have 2 minutes to share in that question spot. Then finally, we're going to move to action plan, because if we're not taking action, what are we doing? And so we'll give you a few minutes to write an action plan in terms of the next day, week, or month before we meet again, the things that you're going to be taking action on. And then finally, we'll finish with what's been most valuable from the session. So when we spend time together, when we learn and put ourselves in these environments, we really want to underscore and highlight the things that were most valuable, so we commit them to memory and take action on them. So that's a quick overview. If you've got any questions or you're unsure about anything, make sure you do reach out to Gustav or I, and we are very much looking forward to seeing you all shortly next Friday. So bye for now. See you all soon.